It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
All right. Happy Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for your patience. I was sitting right here on this computer on this beautiful Wednesday morning, and I was working. And I looked and I said, oh my God, I'm right here. Have you ever been so busy and passionate about your work that you lose track of time? You lose sight of everything around you, only to be reminded you're supposed to be in a meeting, taking a phone call. Man, if you can get to that spot, you've tapped in. You've pulled up to your purpose, and you're tapping into a different realm of success that most people are running after, that most people desire. Start losing track of time because you're really enjoying what you're doing. Man, oh man, oh man. That's a whole different dimension. And the goal is to stay there, to remain consistent. So welcome everybody. I'm Queen Sheba. This is our Wednesday morning corporate segment where we talk all things corporate America. And listen, sometimes it's not always polite, but we're not here to be polite. We're here to give you the unfiltered raw truth and to help you be better. And sometimes I just got to give it to you like that, because they're not going to do that in corporate America. They're going to walk you out, let you sit idle, don't promote you, give you the bare minimum, and listen to you complain. That's it. That's all. Welcome, Ryan. Ryan Scobie says, I love your channel. You are so smart. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you, Ryan. Is this your first time joining us for corporate segment, our Wednesday morning segment? Get ready, girl. Take out some sticky notes, pull out your iPhones, bring out your notes app, because we're about to jump into it. We're about to get into it. But before I do, how's everybody doing on this beautiful Wednesday? How's everybody doing? And let me tell you something about corporate segment. If you are used to me covering hot topics, celebrities, cases, whatever, it's not that kind of party over here. This is for people that are looking to come into their best selves in corporate America. I get emails. I get a lot of beautiful, wonderful feedback from both men and women saying, man, ever since I started watching your Wednesday morning corporate segments, I've been promoted. I've gotten bonuses raised. I'm making the most money I've ever made in my life. I went into that meeting prepared. I asked those hard questions. I forced my boss to have a conversation. I've revamped the culture. I've done this and that. Kudos to you. Kudos to you, because that's what we're here for. But back to the question that I asked. How's everybody doing? And before I get into it, because I'm ready. I'm like a racehorse, y'all. I am ready to get into today's topic. One thing we like to do is we like to check in with you, because my goal and our goal over here in the palace is to leave you better than how we found you. So think about it. You got 15 seconds to listen to what I'm going to ask you. How are you doing? How are you really doing? Give me one word that's going to describe your state of mind, where you are in your thoughts, or what you're trying to feel at the end of this segment. All right, drop it in the chat. One word. That's all I'm looking for. We got motivated. Shorten is feeling motivated. TD Will is feeling wonderful. I'll read a few. If I got others coming through, I'll read just a few. One word. See, that's how I know he can follow instructions in corporate America. And y'all be like, I work hard and they overlooked me for 15 years, but I said one word. I said one word. Why are you giving me a whole sentence? Let's see who. Fantastic. Dear Yvette is feeling peaceful. Oh, hold on now, Takesha. You're feeling agitated. We're going to come back to that. DG is coming in feeling relaxed. I like that, especially for the field that you're in. Alive. That's a good one. Alive. The mayor of YouTube is feeling alive. Innocent Instigator is feeling hopeful. Somali Queen is feeling gratitude. Rosemary Dean is feeling awoke. Sharon L is feeling focused. Aisha's coming in feeling empowered. I love it. I love it. Mama V is feeling motivated. Y'all, those are some really hardcore words. We're going to come back to agitated. Those are really good words, and I hope you stay there. My goal is to leave you better than how I found you. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Inspired. I love it. And Brandy Marie, Brandy says she's feeling rejuvenated. Jessie B is coming in strong. You got the right one, baby. All right, so let's jump in to today's topic. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me go to YouTube because I want to make sure that I can pen the link to the chat just in case we get into a realm of discussion where, you're kind of feeling like you want to come up and dive in and give your feedback, or if you have a question, and you're always welcome to come up. We may enter into a space of a conversation where you may be going through that or have gone through that, or you're coaching somebody. Maybe some of you are directors, managers, supervisors, leads, and you have questions. You need a little bit of help. We can help you with that, okay? That's what we are here for. And today we are talking the types of personalities that CEOs tend to invest in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, let me ask you, what comes to mind for you? When you think about the personalities that you believe, based on your experience, that CEOs tend to invest in, what comes to mind? Drop a description of the different personalities you feel like a CEO would want to invest in. And by investment, I mean bringing you on to the corporation, fast tracking you. Is not necessarily about money, but putting you in a position to thrive, putting you in a position to excel, mentoring you, sponsoring you, coaching you, just pouring into you. What comes to mind? Go-getters, eager to please. Eager to please. Focused, problem solvers, inquisitive. What else we got? Quick to learn. What else? Let's see. A realist. I like that, Melissa. A researcher. Somebody who's smart. I'm going to throw in one. Somebody who's proactive. Proactive. You're not going to wait for my instruction to do. You're going to save me a lot of time. I've talked about that many times before. When you get in front of somebody, I don't care if it's a CEO, I don't care if it's a podcaster, I don't care if it's a rich neighbor, find out a way to save them some time. You'll become valuable in their life. If you can find out to say a way to save a successful person time, they're going to love you for life. It's going to be hard for them to part ways with you. Be proactive. Don't ever ask for their time unless you're coming to the table with something. And the first thing that I would always recommend is save them some time on something. Goldie says, amen, queen. They're also looking for somebody, according to Takesha, that's well-versed, somebody that's innovative, tech savvy. Okay, that's a good one. Somebody who's motivated, a builder, an operator. Let's see what else y'all got. Adaptable. Really think about it. What would a CEO, let me change the question. If you were the CEO, or if you are a CEO, what types of personality, not skill set. I be setting y'all up for the okie doke, don't I? Personality would you be most likely to invest in? And that's a combination of characteristic traits and behaviors that's going to distinguish you from everybody else. What type of personality would you invest in? Conscious, somebody conscious. Anybody else? I would, if I were a CEO. Oh, Mox, I hope I'm saying it right, said she would invest in a dominant personality. Savannah says that if she were CEO, she would invest in a good communicator, humble. So hold on, just Maya. You might have to explain that to me. So what you're saying is, if you were a CEO of a company, you want somebody that's going to be humble? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm curious. Somali Queen says, if I were CEO, I want to invest in a connector. Takesha said somebody that's energetic, high emotional IQ. Kat, okay. Somebody who's a leader, according to Sandra. Tree W says somebody who's trainable. Jam says somebody that's detail oriented. Think about what you would invest in. I would want, let me think. That's a really good question. A strategic thinker. That's a good one. Negotiated, or what that mean? Kia negotiated. A negotiator. Okay. All right. Well, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked at the type of personalities. Brandy said somebody that's straightforward. Somebody that's straightforward. Watch this. You're going to be shocked at the personalities they actually invest in. And I don't think it's probably what you think. Let's take a look. Give me 1 second. I got it queued up. Hold on. I don't know if you're familiar with Bose St. John. She's an American businesswoman and a former chief marketing officer of Uber and other corporations, right? That she's served in as as a CMO, right? She recently sat down and had a conversation with Dorinda. Is it Dorinda Daly? And when asked who was she invest in as a C-suite leader, you'll be shocked at her responses. Here we go. Let me remove my overlay so that we can tee up the video. Here we go. All right, let me know when you can see it. And all right, looks like you can see it. I'm going to play the video.
Who do you think is the best businesswoman on Housewives?
Oh, see, now this is a hard one because I'm looking at it not in terms of like what they have done that would make them succeed, but if I would hire them. And I
Hold on. Can y'all see? Hold on. Give me 1 second. I think I was sharing the wrong tab. Oh, give me 1 second. Share. Here we go. Let's start all over. And let me know if you all can see the screen. Okay, we're good to go. No, it keeps. This is what I want to share. There we go. Here we go.
Who do you think is the best businesswoman on Housewives?
Oh, see, now this is a hard one because I'm looking at it not in terms of like what they have done that would make them succeed, but if I would hire them. And I would hire Dorit probably first.
Yeah.
You know, because she's the kind who will get obsessed.
Yes, I can see that.
Will become very passionate about the thing. Like if she believes in it, she's not letting it go.
If you had to invest in one of the housewives, who would you invest in? Doesn't need to
today?
just be, today.
It would be Erica Jane.
Oh,
yeah,
easy.
Yeah.
Blew the mind of the interviewer. I don't know if you're skilled in human behavior and body language. She was flabbergasted. She was completely taken aback. She couldn't believe that this C-suite leader would even consider Dorit Hemsley, because most of you consider her to be what? An airhead. A woman that's a housewife that kind of sits at home and gets to eat bonbons and champagne. But according to a CEO or C-suite or chief marketing officer, they see something completely different. She said, I like her passion. She would become overly obsessed. It would be hard to pull her away. She would enjoy her job based on what I've seen. This is going to surprise you, my pick. She's passionate and she has the ability to become obsessed. Let's play it again.
Who do you think is the best businesswoman on Housewives?
Oh, see, now this is a hard one because I'm looking at it not in terms of like what they have done that would make them succeed, but if I would hire them. And I would hire Dorit.
She said, I'm not looking at what they're doing on the show. CEOs, C-suite leaders are not petty. They don't care about the nuances in the office. They don't care about the fact that you said, well, he was rude or she was rude. They don't give a damn. I'm not looking at what you're looking at. I'm looking at something completely different. I'm looking at somebody that could be my right-hand man while I'm asleep, while I'm on vacation, while I'm away from the office. Who could take it there for me? Who do I trust to help me take this company, this corporation to another level without me prompting them? Who's going to save me some time from research, from this, that? And who could go without me asking? Dorit, She's passionate. She's obsessed. She's the type I won't have to monitor. I don't have to manage. I don't even have to ask. She's going to be coming to me, dropping things off to me, and that's the perfect hire for me. I would hire her. And trust me, when you hear CEOs, COOs, CFOs say, I would hire you, that also equates that I'm going to pay you to be on my team. That's a good place to be. Are you shocked? Are you shocked that she would hire Dorit Kemsley, bring her on board in a corporate segment? And she said it with her chest. She said it with her chest. How I see it, TV say those who know Dorit know she was a businesswoman and a designer before Housewives. There's a lot of businesswomen and designers before Housewives. There's a lot of businesswomen and designers in the real world. We can take, for example, She by Sheree. Never saw the light of day, no continuity, no sustainability in the marketplace. However, it's not just about her, I believe. The reason why Bose said I will bring her on, and as a C-suite executive, I would hire her, not just because she has swimsuits or anything like that. I like her focus. I like how she commits. Some of you lack commitment, or there's no evidence of commitment. Yes, you're good. Yes, you're thorough. Yes, you're well-spoken. Yes, you're a great leader. But is the commitment visible at a higher level? Is the passion there when you speak? Even if you didn't speak, could they feel it and see it? Is it oozing out of your work, in your communication, in your eyes, when you walk through the room, the way you dress, how you position yourself, your thoroughness, your mindfulness? Okay, now let's go to the second part where she says, she's asked, hold on, let me make this a little bit smaller, where she's asked a different question. Here we go.
Probably first.
Yeah.
You know,
Why?
because she's the kind who will get obsessed.
Yes, I can see that.
Will become
Pay attention to the interviewer. The interviewer is the type of personality, I saw it earlier in the chat from one of you. Watch this. I'm going to give it to you. Let me go find one of you commented. Let me go to your comments. I do believe this is the comment. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Right here. Oh, it was from Kat earlier. And you said, you described the type of personality that you would invest in. Hold on. No, it wasn't. You described the type of personality that you felt that a CEO would invest in. Right here. A go-getter, eager to please. That's the personality of this interviewer. Watch this. Don't listen to Bose. Focus on the interviewer and her facial expressions. Give me 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second. Just focus on the interviewer. Here we go.
Will become very passionate about the thing. Like if she believes in it, she's not letting it go.
If you had to invest in one of the housewives, who would you?
You know, because she's the kind who hired Dorit. Probably first.
Yeah.
You know, because she's the kind who will get obsessed.
Did you catch it? Watch this. Did you catch what the interviewer did? Anybody? Did you catch what the interviewer did? And I'm going to help you how to show up as your best self. Let me see if anybody. Nah, y'all don't. It's not about eager to please. But watch what she just did. Okay, watch this. Nobody caught it. But guess what? A good CEO, a good leader is going to catch it. What did she do when she said why? She shook her head no. Thank you, Mox. She shook her head no and said why. Thank you. That's the type I would not hire. I would not hire her because you really don't like my decision. And if you're going to be my right-hand man as a CEO, you're supposed to tell me, I don't know about that one. You're not supposed to say, okay, cool, because it's going to come out anyway. And that's a level of dishonesty. She shook her head no. Let's play it again.
Will get obsessed.
Yes, I can
and
see that.
will become very passionate about it because she's the kind who will get obsessed.
Yes, I can see.
You know, because she's the.
Why? No. Like, oh my God, no. And then she starts to look up in the sky to avoid eye contact because she completely disagrees, but she's not comfortable saying, I disagree. Once you get to that level where you're dealing with the CEO, a leader, and an entrepreneur, a badass, a corporate baddie, whether it's a man or a woman, speak your truth. They're looking for real individuals that are comfortable with themselves, that exude transparency, that are what? Remember I said dependable, reliable, and have sustainability. There are too many people that are willing to say and do anything to get to the top. CEOs run from those type of personalities. Let's continue.
She's the kind who will get obsessed.
Yes, I can see that.
Will become very passionate.
She's trying to bring herself along, but you don't have to when you're in front of that type of leader because they want a little bit of pushback. They want to be challenged. They want to hear your thoughts. They want a different perspective. Everybody around them, most people around them are probably saying exactly what they think the CEO or the executive wants to hear. No, my job is to grow and help this corporation make $25 million by the end of the year, Q4. I need some real ones around me. And you telling me what you think I want to hear or changing your mind to go along is not going to get us to the top. It's not going to help us win in the marketplace.
Passionate about the thing. Like if she believes in it, she's not letting it go.
If you had to invest in one of the housewives, who would you invest in? Doesn't need to
today?
just be, today.
It would be Erica Jane.
Facts.
You see her shake her head? She couldn't believe it. She shook her head no, but what came out of her mouth, she's like, facts. It's not facts. Say less or speak your truth. That's it. I'm just telling you what people read. And you don't get a chance to say what you meant. You get one when I say the type of personalities they invest in. You don't, and I see your comment, how I see a TV. You say, oh, it could have been. A CEO is not going to give you time to explain. Your job is to save them time. If they have to listen to you explain, you're not the right employee. You're not the right senior director. Your job is to save them time. I don't have time to hear you explain. That's for lower level employees. It could also be that initially Bose wasn't answering a specific question, in my opinion. They're going to read you as you walk into the room. You get a few seconds with them. Most times you don't get an opportunity to explain. She asked her, let's go back. You said, I feel the type of question was who you invest in, not who would you hire. Well, Bose told her. She gave her 2 for 1. CEOs, y'all, you got to understand how people operate at a particular level. She saved her time. So you asked me who I would invest in, and I told you. But not only that, while we're on the topic, I'm also going to tell you who I would hire. That's still a form of investment. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. You got to be developed. You got to be savvy. You got to be quick-witted and smart to get in front of these people. She just gave you a 2 for 1. She saved her time. You don't have to go through all of those questions. Not only will I invest in Erica Jane, I would hire Dorette. That's it. That's all. They're 3-4 steps ahead of you. You can't get stuck when seated in front of these people. I know some of you are going to disagree. I'm just trying to tell you how it works. So what you just witnessed was marvel. Let's play it again, though, because you said maybe she misunderstood the question. She didn't. She understood the question. She just gave her more than what she bargained for.
Who do you think is the best businesswoman on Housewives?
Oh, see, now this is a hard one because I'm looking at it not in terms of like what they have done that would make them succeed, but if I would hire them. And I would hire Dorit.
So she just told you When I think of the best business woman, to me, is not what you see on the screen. To me, is who's hireable. So she gave her a different definition outside of this interview and how she sees it in terms of corporate America. Here's what I'm thinking as a CMO. Let's continue.
Probably first.
Yeah.
You know,
Why?
because she's the kind who will get obsessed.
Yes, I can see that.
Will become very passionate about the thing. Like if she believes in it, she's not letting it go.
If you had to invest,
So listen, that's actually a positive for those of you that get fixated on something. She said, that doesn't bother me. If you're the type of personality, once you see it, you're going to become fixated on it, obsessed with it. I like that type of work style. I like that type of personality.
You had to invest in one of the housewives, who would you invest in? Doesn't need to
today?
just be, yeah, today.
It would be Erica Jane.
Facts. I mean,
yeah,
easy.
Yeah,
easy. Who do you think is
Facts. But you're shaking your head. No, easy. So that's it. I just wanted to give you that what you think will get you the job isn't necessarily what will get you the job. What you think will get you in some of those high level those high visible positions isn't necessarily what you think. Isn't what you think. That's why it's so important to show up to work as yourself and find a place that is going to celebrate your skill set, that's going to engulf in everything that you bring to the table. You said Emma is a CEO, though. I assume she may be an undeveloped one. She may be an undeveloped one because I assume she's also vetting these personalities. Hold on. And probably shaking her head. No, from her point of view. Right. From her point of view. But also be honest. It's about being honest. Be honest. We're just two girls talking. We're at lunch. This is who I'm thinking about hiring. Facts. It's not a fact. Tell me why. Tell me why you don't think it would be a good hire, right? That's all. I just wanted to point it out. It's not about, but I just wanted to point it out. And these are things that come through when you're working with different people that will get Dorit chosen over an Emma or Erica Jane chosen over an Emma. And Emma may, I'm just, as an example, right, putting it out there, playing devil's advocate, say, wow, I'm great. I did this and that. Why did they pick them? They're straightforward. They're upfront. I know what I'm getting into. That's it. That's all. Let me see some of these comments. Let me get in. I would Dorit not. Okay, y'all gonna have to work on y'all's writing. I would. Okay, I'm gonna come back. Let me get one that I can. The interviewer can't believe this hued Uber hired woman, hued woman, exemplifies strength and intelligence. I see a little colorism. Really? In what aspect? I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm curious. In what aspect? I'd like to hear more. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I just like to hear more. I'm curious. All right, let's see. Dang, I like Emma. Not I'm gonna have to windmill for her because she's a fully developed CEO. Okay. That don't mean she's straight. That don't mean she's transparent. She may be undeveloped in some areas. You can still hold a position and be undeveloped in corporate America. You can be in positions for years and still be undeveloped. Development has nothing to do with the time that you've sat in the seat. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just showing you an example in this moment where she didn't speak her truth or share her real thoughts, but her body language exposed her. That's okay, IMCC. Oh, Marie said this is the reason why corporations are failing, because of CEOs like her. Emma or Bose? Y'all don't understand what undeveloped mean, honey. And Emma was also the one that said she would hire some of you with kids that would complain. She is undeveloped. She's greatly undeveloped. She got in a lot of trouble for her controversial statements. Do your homework about women. She's vastly undeveloped. Me working for myself and running my corporation doesn't mean I'm developed because I have people around. Listen, don't get me started. Do your homework. Emma, listen, do y'all not remember the backlash? Do you not remember the backlash? Do y'all not remember that? I know I'm not the only one that remember she's very undeveloped when it comes to people and working with people. You can be great and you can be a money maker and still be undeveloped in people relations, social skills, and interpersonal skills. And she made a comment on the Diary of a CEO podcast about work-life balance, that she would not hire those of you that come in talking about work-life balance. There is no work-life balance. And she got in trouble. Women did not like that. She said it's your responsibility, not hers, to establish your own balance in your life. And if you ask about the corporation and the culture of balance for women, she would not hire you. Those were her exact statements. Y'all better do your homework. When I say she's undeveloped, she's undeveloped. And let me tell you why she's undeveloped. Because most CEOs, even if they take that position, they're smart enough not to say it. They're smart enough not to say it. That is a sign of being undeveloped. And that's why it's important to have honest people around you that's going to say, what are you thinking about saying? I'm not sure how that's going to land. People that are not afraid of you, people that's not going to say, Emma is this and that. She's undeveloped. And I stand on that. There's so many different aspects of being well-rounded as a leader. The ability to make money and call shots is just a fragment of that 360. Jax, thank you. Say, hey there, Queen Sheba. I remember that Diary of the CEO. It was a good interview. It was, but it was very controversial. Now, I agree with her. That's the crazy part. I agree with her. Don't come in here crying to me. See, I'm just as dogmatic as the rest of them. But the difference is I advocate for y'all. Y'all always leaning in for people that wouldn't give you the time of day. I advocate for you. I believe that. I stand with it. I don't want to hear all that. But it's still undeveloped to say it. It doesn't matter what they feel. It's how they treat you, their ideology, what they convey to the general public. She needs to tighten up, button up. That was a hard lesson. You don't need to learn that hard if you're a developed CEO, right? And that tells you there's a little bit of narcissism or ego there that she felt like she didn't have to filter herself in that particular interview because I'm Emma. Now, I agree with her. But be careful before you start advocating for people that would not hire you or invest in you or bring you in. That's all I'm saying. Takesha says, if it is your company, then you are the CEO. You don't have to be. Yes, you do. Yes, you do have to be developed. You have to be developed. You should be developed. Because let me tell you what happens when they're not developed. People like you that are tuned in get mistreated. And that's why I started this corporate segment. People like you find yourselves in EEOC offices because you feel discriminated against. You have a complaint of not being treated fairly in the workplace. And that's why I talked my talk on Wednesdays to help you spot, to help you navigate, and help you to solution through the iniquities in the workplace. But if that's your stance, you got to keep that same energy should you run up against one of those personalities. And then you say, she's fake. She doesn't even care about us. We didn't get a lunch break. We didn't get a raise. We're not being treated fairly. You said they don't have to be developed because they run their own corporations. Jack said, very informative. I'm an English Black woman, so I kind of understand what she meant. I do. And I agree with her, but I wouldn't. Sometimes you don't have to say what you really think out loud. Let me go back. You said reread it. Okay. Takesha said, if it is your company, then you are the CEO. You don't have to be developed to your own company. Yes, you do. That's where I stopped. She is nose blind to her own target. I saw that. But you should be developed because you can get a lawsuit like anybody else. People can expose your company just like any other corporations. But the point is, there's particular personalities that they're investing in, and it's not what you think. It's not the corporate the politics that you've been taught or conditioned to believe, that if I go to work and if I'm there 20 minutes early and if I sit quiet and if I'm well behaved and speak when spoke or raise my hand at the right time, I am going to excel. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Those are not necessarily the personalities that they're investing in. Especially the men. If you happen to have a CEO that's a male, there's a such thing as there's a such thing as the bad boys club in corporate America. These are the most brilliant of the brilliant. Let's use what's his name, y'all? The astronomer. What's his name? Byron. What's Byron's last name? Thank you. They call me Corporate Diva. Said exactly, Queen Sheba. She has no filter. You know why? Because she's in her own world. And she's surrounded by people she doesn't have to filter, and she doesn't have to think about how it's going to impact them. She doesn't consider her workers. So she speaks freely without thinking. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying tread lightly. Tread lightly. That's all I'm saying. What's his name? Byron. Anywho, in corporate America, some of the most high performing white male CEOs are problem child. And there's this coined phrase that they call them the bad boys. The bad boys. I know this. Ain't nobody gave me that man's last name. I know y'all here. Listen, come on, save me some time. Let me look it up. Byron, see, astronomer. Let me see. I'll look it up. See, I would fire all of y'all. Andy Byron, that's his name. Andy Byron. If y'all were my assistants or secretaries, I would say, get rid of her. She heard me in the meeting. I'm just playing with y'all. Listen, listen, Andy Byron, right? Perfect example of accelerating. Taking a company from worst to first, from good to great. But he's a bad boy. He has an appetite for lust. That's what I mean by bad boys. And then on the flip side of that, you starting to see the bad girls come through. The bad girls are, what's the lady's name he was cheating with? Kristen Cabet. Kristen Cabet. The bad girls. The bad girls. Look, y'all laughing because I said I would listen. I would fire each and every. I would like, get rid of him. Get rid of her. Y'all to my Byron Donalds. Now y'all making up stuff. Byron Donalds. Oh my God, y'all are hilarious. Bad boys. Who else? We can go on and on and on and name some of the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. Bad boys. You're gonna be like, Queen Sheba. Yeah, that's why I come over here on Wednesdays and teach you and try to inform you of the ins and outs. Take what you need and discard the rest. So, what are you saying? Go to work and F shit up? No, I'm saying be yourself. You never know who's watching. If you're passionate, you're passionate. If you're late for a meeting because you were at your computer working, tell them. Don't make up a lie. Oh my God, I was so engulfed in my work. I'm sitting here at my computer. You guys, this PowerPoint is going to be great. Thank you for your patience. I lost track of time. You never know who may find that sexy. And not sexy in a sexual way. They call it sexy in corporate America. I like that. I like she's rough around the edges. She gets the job done. Yeah, she was late, but she was late because she was passionate. She was working on that thing that I asked her to. That's a different type of commitment. Yeah, Erica Jane, what? You're going to invest in her? She was sued for fraud. She stole money. Who cares? I like her. She's marketable. I can utilize her to make this corporation money. I can utilize her to make me money. And not only that, I can put some money in her pocket. It's not always the good girl that gets promoted or the good guy or the smartest one. Times are changing. They're looking for unicorns. And unicorns do exist in more ways than one. Okay, IMCC says, I saw some bad boys retire because they held a work lunch meeting at a strip club. Boom, bad boys. Women staffers had to attend to. It's crazy out here. But it's been like that. It used to be worse, to be honest with you. What we have now is technology, cameras, and the internet. Okay. So that's actually a benefit to those that do get mistreated, because you can track and you can have receipts and kind of timestamp things. Jock says, I think Bose kind of put her in her place in the interview she had with Melody. Huh? You may have to come back and formulate that. Sierra and Bella says, working with people is necessary to be buttoned up or you will find yourself in difficult situations. It depends on what you do, how much you make, and what level you are at. You can't be too buttoned up at a higher level. If you know, you know. If you are a product manager, you can't be too buttoned up. You got to get out there. If you're a doctor, you can't be too buttoned up. If you are an ICU nurse, ER nurse, you can't be too buttoned up. You got to come in there with a ferocity about yourself, a fire, a sassiness. It depends on your role. It depends on your role and what you do. And the more money you make, the more you need to add a little razzle dazzle. Believe it or not. And some of you are not where you could or should be because you're too buttoned up and you've been tricked out of your spots. Let loose a little bit. You're boring. Not all of you. Some of you are boring. You don't have that thing in addition to the skill set. There's no uniqueness, and you see them bringing in new hires and paying them more than you. And in your head, I helped build this. I've sat in this seat for a number of years. Yeah, you're too buttoned up. You're not open. Now, I don't mean going in there chewing bubble gum and wearing a bonnet and house slippers and all of that, eating hot wings and leaving bones at your desk. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about if you have something to say, if you have an innovative idea that is going to make a splash in the market, you know this is going to change the history of the organization. Put pen to paper, charter it, propose it, come in there with a little fire. Come in there with a little fire. It shakes things up a little bit. I know. Well, Queen Sheba, I don't know. Okay. Sharon says, damn, you're speaking facts. I do. You see some of the most, and you be like, I work harder than them. All he does and all she does is play. She really fired. Listen, come in with a little bit of razzle dazzle every now and then. Shock them. What questions do you have for me? And then I want to give you one more. I want to share one more with you. Hold on. About the CEO of Chipotle. I hope I got it. Here we go. How the wrong leadership costs Starbucks billions of dollars. Watch this, because they picked somebody that was buttoned up, that could say the right things, do the right things, but it cost them billions of dollars. Let's listen. He wasn't even qualified. He hid behind wordplay, buttoned up. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Here we go.
Starbucks right now, they had a former CEO, guy named Laxman, that was a CEO for 17 months that they just fired. At the time, Starbucks was worth $114 billion. 17 months later, you know what Starbucks was worth? $74 billion.
You do the math. You do the math. 114 minus 74. That's how much money he lost them. Watch this. Hold on. You do the math. He was buttoned up. All that good stuff that y'all are talking about. He lost them $40 billion.
So, for example, Starbucks right now, they had a former CEO, guy named Laxman, that was a CEO for 17 months.
17 months, not even 2 years. Lost the corporation $40 billion. Let's continue.
That they just fired. At the time, Starbucks was worth $114 billion. 17 months later, you know what Starbucks was worth? $74 billion. He lost Starbucks $40 billion in 17 months. The guy they hired was the former CEO of Chipotle.
Now watch this. Y'all know the one guacamole, the 99 cents. He came in there. Listen, that was the CEO. This is the CEO of Chipotle, where he made y'all pay 99 cents for guacamole. Guess where Chipotle stole him from? Since y'all talking about being buttoned up. Does anybody know? Chipotle stole him from Taco Bell.
Chipotle hired this guy, Brian Nichol, when they took him away from Taco Bell.
Buttoned up where? I got you, Sierra. She says, not always buttoned up, but able to navigate. I got you. I got you. I have worked for major corporations and I see it all. But sometimes you got to come out of that. That's all I'm saying. You're right. Chipotle snagged him from Taco Bell. Who say you can't start from the bottom? Let's continue.
Okay. Chipotle hires him when Chipotle is only worth $7 billion. 6 years later, Chipotle is worth $70 billion.
In a span of 6 years, he made Chipotle $63 billion. Let's go. Coming from Taco Bell.
Starbucks just hired him. They gave him a $113 million contract.
Now remember, Starbucks, before they hired him, they stole him. Chipotle stole him from Taco Bell. Starbucks stole him from Chipotle. Watch this. With the other guy that was at Starbucks, they had, was it 114? He lost them 40 billion, right? So now here we go. Look, they gave him, they hired him and said, we're going to pay you $113 million.
To go be the CEO of Starbucks. Guess what? Brian Nichol, the CEO now of Starbucks, day one, when they announced he's the CEO, you know how much Starbucks' stock went up in day one? $20 billion. $20 billion in a day. So people, oh my God, I can't believe you paid him $113 million. $113 million compared to we just made $19.9 billion in a day. Good hire. Shareholders are happy.
Boom. Immediate return on their what? Investment. What's the title of today's? What type of personalities do CEOs or corporations invest in? Guess what? They saw an immediate investment overnight. He took them from worst to first. And when you say, well, no, Starbucks took them the worst to first. No, Starbucks is doing good. We're talking about the books, the numbers. Took them from worst to first. Amazing return on investment. Inbox me, Goldie. I'll send it to you. It's just stuff that I collect along the way. I have so much in my archives. Thank you, Sierra. She says, love this conversation. I have worked my way up. And yes, there are a lot of unqualified people that are hired. I'm going to save this. I want to come back to this. An investment overnight. So you say, well, why this one over that one? It just depends. Let's continue.
Happy, right? The guy they hired, Laxman, 22 years or so, he was a consultant at McKinsey. You know why a big part of the consulting industry is getting destroyed? Because they're hiring MBAs and people that have these MBAs who have never consulted, never ran a company before, never operated a company before. And then all of a sudden they're saying, why don't you come and run Starbucks since you are such a big time consultant at McKinsey? Come help run the company. And then they realize consultants don't know how to run a company. So
now, consultants talk a good game. Some of you are consultants, not necessarily the title, but you can get up there, you can talk, you can run down a PowerPoint like nobody else's business, but you don't have that Midas touch when it comes to, can I get these people to invest in me? Am I struggling? Am I fighting for a raise, a position, a promotion, all of this? If you're doing the most just to get a $5,000 bonus at the end of the year, you may be in the wrong place or you don't possess enough value in that particular workplace. Well, how do I accelerate, Queen Sheba? How do I get myself there? Quit asking and start adding value to yourself. What does that mean? You sit down and you do your own self-assessment. You do your own performance review and say, where are the areas that I lack? Like the kids say, don't get caught lacking. Don't get caught lacking. Where do you really lack? It could be your personality. It could be your stoicism. It could be your rigidness. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You've been there too long. It's your lack of change management. You resist change. It could be maybe you know too much. Maybe you know everything, but nobody likes you. I don't know. No, you don't ask your manager. You're a grown up. You don't ask your manager, where can you get better? Ever. ever. No, ma'am. That's entry level. We're talking high performers. I've never came in and said, where can I get better? Because I know where I can get better. When you get to a particular level and you make a particular amount of money, they're going to look at you as if you are a creature from a different planet. Who is Kyle? Kyle, okay. Oh, Kyle, he came in and took it from first to worst. You get what I'm saying? But at a particular level, I'm gonna just tell you, don't go in. Do not go in and say, where can I get better? Ever. Click the link. If you have questions, click the link. Savannah, am I right? You come in and you say, here's some opportunities that I've identified. What are your thoughts? You don't ever go to your boss and say, where can I get better? That means you don't have a sense of awareness of how you're performing. They don't like that. They may pretend to like that. I wouldn't like that. If you work for me and you say, where can I get better? And in my head, I'm like, where can you get better? I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of time. Okay. Savannah says you're on it. And Savannah's a director. Typically, she comes up here when she has time. She's a director, a senior director in the workplace. She hires all the time. She has a team. Sometimes her team listens to Corporate America. Listen to our Wednesday morning corporate segment. Don't ever ask, where can I get better? You can say, here's some opportunities I've identified. I know I'm excelling in this. I know I've managed my relationships with the sales team. I'm in constant communications. I have a biweekly meeting with the clinical team. Also, I'm over here in this, whatever. But I feel like there's a little bit of opportunity for me to streamline the process for A, B, C, D. I'm making up stuff, right? What are your thoughts on that? Does that sound about right? Based on your observation. But not, where can I get better? We don't want to do the work for you. We hire you because you do the work. It is a different type of, listen. Okay, Kat. It's a different type of language depending on what kind of money you want to make. I'm giving it to you. Take what you need and discard the rest. If you need it, you take it. If not, you don't need it. And some of you may be there already where you can go in and say, where can I get better? And they're paying you $150K, $200,000 a year. That just could be the culture of that corporation. But based on what I do in the industry that I'm in as a healthcare field, go in there as a nurse and say, where I can get better. That's scary. Go in there as a doctor and say, where can I get better? That's scary. That's why I said it depends. That's real scary. Where can you get better? Wait a minute. Hold on. Is everything okay? We good? Listen, I'm just saying, it depends on where you work. Okay. One Blessed Life says, what are the steps to make changes after this self-assessment? Let's just say you sit down. First of all, have a copy of how they rate your performance. They give you a copy every year, right? Let me see if I can pull up. Have a copy of how they rate your performance. So you're going to do an assessment. For those of you that are tuned in, I want you to think about personal. There's going to be dimensions. Write this out. Personal, professional, team, cooperation. As it relates to the corporation, what's the business strategy for the entire corporation, for the entire hospital? What's their tagline? Are they leading medicine? Whatever. All right. So you have the corporation. What's the business strategy? Typically, with most corporations, the business strategy is over the next 5 years. You don't ask your boss, what's the business strategy for the corporation? You go find it. Typically, it's public. Okay. Go find it. It's public. I raise my voice on that one because I don't want you walking in your one-on-one asking a question that you have access to publicly. Then you have your team goals, your team strategy. And that's what your team needs to accomplish to make your manager look good at the end of the year. Not only do you get bonuses, increases, and promotion, so do they. But they're ranked on their performance based on employee feedback. That's team. Professional. That's how what you're focused on or should be focused on in a professional realm as it relates to your role. Personal goals could be those interpersonal skills, building relationships, communication style, patience, coming to work. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? So what you want to do is personal assessment. You want to look at the past 9 months, 6 to 9 months. What personal strides have you made? Run out 3 of them. What's some you should be focused on? That's personal. It's okay to talk about your personal self at work if you're a high performer. Personal could be delegating, taking some, oh no, that's professional. Okay. Personal. Then you go to professional. Professional can be your high performer, your senior product lead, your senior nurse. You just got promoted. You do very well in that role. Name 3 things professionally that you are doing well, and name 2 where there's an opportunity. Opportunity means where can I get better? I'm not really that good in this area, but I'm focused on it, and I'm aware that it exists. Okay, that's 2. Then team. How are you contributing to the team? How have you contributed to the team? What's some wins that you can outline in the past 6 to 9 months? Don't give them a fluffy letter from a patient. That has nothing to do with the team, not you. Put that under professional. How have you contributed to the team? That's just your team under your boss. What have you done that should be that's notable? Honorable mention, right? And 2 things that you're focused on. Corporation. When you take all of this, the personal, the professional, and the team, how has it contributed to the mission, the strategy of the corporation? Financially, mission, value, integrity, whatever. Name 3. How you've brought all this together so that you're leaning in, right? And you intend to grow with the corporation. Name 3. And what's 2 areas you would like to focus on in 2026? That's how you do that. I hope that helps. That was a lot, but I hope that helps. Thank you, Savannah. You should know that before day 1. But always do your own self-assessment. If you just got hired onto a new role, in 6 months, you need to be measuring. Always do your own performance and your performance review. Keep it to yourself. You know if you don't get along with somebody. So that could be a personal goal. I mean, it could fall under personal and or professional. If you don't get along with somebody, maybe that's a personal goal, right? Where you're working on managing the relationship. Don't say improving communication. I'm managing my relationship with with Kristen over there from product management. I'm managing my relationship with the paralegal. We're working on managing the relationship. Here's some things we've done. We're meeting quarterly. Talk about what you're focused on in the meeting. Does this help? I hope that helps. They don't make you cat. No, they don't make you know the mission statement. That's for entry-level employees. Nobody's asking you to come in and recite anything. No, that's old style of interviewing women. Do you know our mission statement? That's like a pop quiz. These days, you know the mission statement based on your performance. Not even a mission statement. Now it's like business strategy, right? It's like at times, like, I hope that helps y'all. No, they don't make you know. But the reason why I'm so hard and so direct, because I want y'all to walk in there like you know what you're talking about. If you go off in an interview, even if it's internal, and you're trying to get a promotion or go to a different team and you're citing a mission statement, I'm going to be looking at you like, what are we doing? You could talk, not even, you could listen. What questions do y'all have for me? Hold on. Takesha, I wanted to come back to you and ask you, how are you feeling in this moment? What are you feeling, Takesha, if you're still here? That's for Takesha. I got Cat Sting. I covered that earlier. Sierra says, love this conversation. I have worked my way up. And yes, there are a lot of unqualified people that are hired all the time. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And I got everybody's questions. Thank you, Goldie. Thank you for the $10 super, the 10 piece and a pepper super chat. She gave me a thumbs up. I appreciate you. Thank you for your donation to the channel. Yes. Takesha says, I feel better. What's the word though? I told you we leave you better than how we found you. And that also, let me just tell you something else you can do as you taking in this information about what would a CEO be interested in. That's completely different than what your manager would be interested in. Okay. There's different levels of expectations depending on where you go. And I'm going to argue you down, most of you, because I've worked ever since I was 13 years old. I'm going to argue you down because I know. I've seen it. I've done it. And I'm a high performer. I've gotten the money. I've asked for it. I know how to get it. I've been cheated. And I've come to the table to say, hey, well, wait a minute. Can we talk? Here's some things I'm working on. Here's some things I discovered. I just so happened to pull this up and notice that this is where I sit on the pay scale. How can I get myself here? From here to here. I never said you underpaid me. I never said that's not fair. I never said I should be making. How can I get myself from here to here? And guess what they said? Actually, that's not a you problem. That's a me problem. I didn't realize it. Lie. Let me go talk to HR. Thank you. Return on investment. I got it. It's all about how you go in, knowing how to be developed in particular rooms, reading the rooms, knowing how to pitch yourself, lean in, pull back, button up, burst at the seams, all of that. It's a combination of all of it. Takesha says, I was reviewing proficiencies and I was agitated because I am seeing the same things. What you did for the patient. I want to know what you did for the unit. What are you doing for the facility? Okay, so there's a gap in communication. That means you haven't set that expectation. So that's a learning and a coaching opportunity for you. They may not be keyed into your expectation. So that's an opportunity for you just to not like chew them out, but to say, in addition to, here's some things that I will want you to consider in the proficiencies. I want you to not only talk about your professional, you as an individual, then I want you to focus on a unit. How have you contributed to the unit to keep the unit up and running? And that's not where you mention yourself. That's where you're pouring into the team or the team has poured into you. Okay. So that's just a small fix. Don't get frustrated. That's an opportunity for you to become more precise in your communication and outline your expectations. That's it. We can't always assume that people understand where we're coming from and they understand what we're asking. Strategic planner. Oh, you want me to talk about that too? You can come up and announce it if you'd like. Okay, who is this? I came in 10K under everyone else on my team and did the same thing. They immediately gave it to me, return on investment. And sometimes I'm going to just say this. They're willing to invest in you, but if they can purchase you cheaper, they will. Who doesn't want to save money? So you never go in asking for a raise if you already hold that value. You just say, I noticed I'm here. What can I do to get here? Call out numbers. See, when you go and interview, they said, tell them how you've made a difference in, the numbers. You've taken the company from making this to this. You manage this minute. So when you're having those same conversations about your salary, call out numbers. I notice I'm at the lower end of the scale as it relates to pay. I sit at $57,000 and the max is 98. 57 is entry level. I've been in the field for about 10 years. How do I get myself to 77,000? Call out that number. And pause. Don't get nervous. Pause. I don't give a damn if you got to wait 3 minutes in silence and y'all are staring at each other in the office or on the computer screen. You pause. as long as you need to. It's going to be, it depending on who you work for, it could get real uncomfortable. But don't you say a word after you ask. And then they're going to say, you can do A, B, and C, D, or they're going to say, I don't know, or they're going to tell you the truth. Actually, it's not you. I wasn't aware that you were there. Let me talk to my boss. Let me talk to HR, and I'll get back with you. Okay, cool. And not to be too pushy, but just for you and I, about a week, 2 weeks, what can I expect? Yeah, because you're not going to put me on ice. Give me about a week. Okay, cool. If they ask you for a week, give them 2 business weeks. Don't follow up a week after. Actually, give them 3 business weeks. You know why? Because maybe they did reach out. Maybe it's HR that's taking a while. But after 3 business weeks, you can't come up with a lie. Don't play with me. I'm going to give you 3 business weeks. Hey, so-and-so, I know we talked July 1st in our one-on-one. Follow it up. And we discussed me making the minimum of the pay scale ranging from blah, blah, blah. I brought it to your attention. You were going to follow up with HR. You were going to follow up with whomever and get back to me. Where are we in this process? Question mark. It always needs to be a question mark. See what they say. Now it's documented. If they pick up the phone and call you, if they Skype you, don't respond. Make them put it in writing. If they keep calling, at the end of the day or the next day, email them back. Hey, sorry I missed your call. I was busy working on whatever. Was that in relation to my question in a previous email? Document it. Now this is your second time. If you have to pick up a call, go back a day or 2 later. Thank you, Vibrant Thing, for following up regarding the pay or where I sit on the pay scale. And then kind of bullet point really quickly and summarize. If they told you you need to get a certification, if they told you they're going to change your pay scale, if they told you there's nothing that they can do about it, summarize it. Because if it's nothing you can do about it, hasta luego, I'm out of here. So don't be shocked if I go apply for another job within the corporation on a different team. Don't be shocked if I want to go work for a different director. You told me there was nothing you can do about it. Then I'm going to go work for somebody or a different corporation who can do something about it. Hell, what's the point of me staying with you and you don't got that kind of pull of power? And that's not true. And that's when you find out if really advocating for you when you're not in the room. That's how you find out who's advocating for you and who's not. Takesha said, this has helped me to see how I can assist my managers. I can help my managers assist their staff. I asked them to paint a picture, but I need to give them a brush. Or tell them where to paint. Tell them where to paint. Yeah. Welcome, little Miss Tutu.
Hey, good morning, Queen. Good morning, Palace.
Oh my God, good morning.
What's so funny, Queen?
Little Miss Tutu.
That's right. That's right. Shout out to Melody Cherie Rogers, y'all. 7th Avenue Beauty Squad. Listen, I just wanted to remind you all that if you're not a member of the Palace, you're missing out on some very, very good content. Queen was out of pocket for about 6 weeks covering the Diddy trial, but now she's back in effect. And not only on Friday morning for coffee and coffee vibes morning, good morning coffee vibes, she's talking about productizing and branding yourself. If you all don't know that is what Queen does, that's her real job, is branding. This is some good information that you can glean from talking with her. What is it? I'm sorry, y'all. If you have to ask the price, I don't know, but I can't tell you what the price is. But there are 2 tiers of membership. You have the basic tier, and you also have priority members. And directly after that, members only on Friday morning, we have a priority members only live. That's strategy. It's discussion strategy topics and growth focus. And if you're not looking at and checking out www.queenshiba.com, you're missing out on some opportunities for one-on-one coaching that you can sign up for. She also has, are you doing goal planning this Saturday as well?
Next Wednesday.
Okay, next Wednesday is the goal planning session. All I have to say, y'all, if you all, I've never I've never experienced a goal planning session before in my life the way Sheba gives it. And if you're brave enough, I'm just going to give you a little bit. If you're brave enough, she's going to run down your goal like none other that you can live by and actually see results from. And there are many people who have said they have seen immediate results just from writing down their goals in such a way that Queen Sheba teaches us in that class. I'm taking it again because I think my goals have changed and I'm going to pivot on some things. And it's worth it. It's only $25. So you get all that good knowledge
It's
for
35
$25.
for the
Oh, it's
second time.
$35.
35.
Okay, it's $35. That's good. Don't shortchange yourself.
I know.
It's worth more than it's really worth more than that. I'm just saying. But I'm not gonna do y'all like that. But it's really worth more than that. And I
And
just
I'm
wanted to come up here and plug these things to you all in
No,
the
thank
chat.
you. And listen, I want to say this, the priority members only, technically that membership is $9.99, but YouTube gonna get their money. They put $2 extra on it so they can get $2 off of it. So it's really 12, but I only charge $9.99 and YouTube has to make their money, right? So
Right.
this is going to be an exclusive. This is a priority. We're gonna have members only coffee talk like we do every Friday, branding yourself, and I'm gonna talk about how you need to elevate yourself as a person, an individual, not necessarily corporate, but when you walk in a room, people already know what time it is. And I'm gonna really talk about scaling up, how to make money off of you, right? Not telling you what to do, but just how to put yourself in a position where people take you serious. So if you do have an opportunity, they're strongly and heavily considering you, whether it's social media, influencing, content creation, whatever, right? But
Right.
the priority segment that's going to follow that, it's going to be an exclusive planning session to co-create with me. I'm opening up the floor for you all to come in and co-create as I plan this platform's roadmap. Now, I typically don't do that, but my priority membership is exclusive. And I know some of you are really, really good at what you do. And I'm just opening up the floor for your strategic insights as we just explore various areas to grow and evolve and elevate as a platform and what you would like to hear and see and some things that you can come up with in addition to what I already have planned. Does that make sense too?
It does. I basically hear that this is an opportunity that if you got a question for me, for real, you better be. That's what I hear. You better be in this session because this is gonna be a free one for $9.99. That's what I'm hearing, Queen.
Period. And the
They
goal
don't. They don't
session,
understand. I don't. I don't think I can express. I'm just gonna tell you all. And I was one of those who said it when I was brave enough to share my goal, and Queen helped me streamline it, build upon it. I was like, this lady gotta have some type of precognition or some type of gift or some type of anointing to be able to, it's like you already knew where I was going, what I wanted to do, how I needed to. I mean, it was just so, y'all, you just got to come and see it. That's all I have to say. You have to come for yourself and have your own. Just know that even with the corporate knowledge, the educational levels of Queen and her how smart she is, she's also is a God fearing woman, and all of that mixed into the three. That's a powerful three to me. But that's all I wanted to say. And thank you, Queen, for letting me come up and plug you in. And don't forget
thank you.
www.queenshiba.com.
Yay. Thank you too for that plug. Listen, and these are people, real life people that are sitting in there. Q Catrice, I like what you said. You said I took the class and it changed my life. It changed my professional life. Look, we don't play. Now I'm not gonna play with you. If you're gonna get around me, we going up. We going up. I'm all in your face. Okay. I'm all in your face about that. That was a good goal session. Yeah. And then Kat is giving you all instructions on how to upgrade your membership. So you want to go to the highest. I only have 2 tiers. I only have 2 because I don't have time to do 3. I don't have time to do no 3. And listen, here's the thing. Some of you are asking about the goal planning session for next Wednesday. It's right here. It's a 90-minute session. It's going to be the last one we did on a Saturday, but this one's going to be on a Wednesday evening. Let me go look. We're going to start at y'all, what time? Don't get me to lying. We'll be there. What time do we start? I don't even remember. But the point is, you'll get everything when you sign up, okay? Once everybody sign up, 72 to 48 hours before we meet. It's Zoom too. It's Zoom. It's Zoom only. Not on YouTube. I'll send out the invite, and I'll also send you your attachments that you're going to need for the session. I like to work off of real paper, so I encourage you when I send it to you and you sign up and you get your stuff, I'll probably send it out 4 days before and then close off the registration 2 days before because I don't like dealing with last minute stuff. That'll give you enough time to print. Okay. Thank you. We're starting at 6:35 p.m. Central Standard Time next Wednesday. It's going to be a 90-minute session. Yes, you can have a glass of wine in the Zoom. Okay. It's your goal planning session. It's phenomenal. I've been doing it ever since I was 27 years old. It has completely changed my life. Completely changed my life. Thank you, Q. Catrice. She says, I'm registered and ready to go. I can't wait. Thank you, Tennessee Girl. She says, right to Queen is definitely prophetic. Listen, when you're doing the work, it's easy. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. The only thing that you'll run up against is, do you really feel like you deserve what you're asking for? That's the only barrier that's standing between you and you. And sometimes you ask for things that you don't feel like you deserve. You can't cheat life. And you're going to have to face that in that session. How can we sign up? How can we sign up? Hold on. Let me show you right here, y'all. It's on my community wall. If you go to my community wall in membership or regular YouTube and click, you can sign up for the goal session. I don't prefer working with big groups. I'm very intimate. So there's only limited amount of spots. That's just my working preference, my working style. I think there may be 5 slots left. If that, let me double check. Hold on. Sorry. So I put the link in the chat. Hold on. It's a 90-minute goal experience, okay? Let's get these mid-year goals together. I do not do New Year's resolution. There's no need to do it if you're already headed in the right direction. And the purpose is to close out 2025 strong. If you've been feeling stuck, a lack of support, unmotivated, or if you're just off track, right? Or it's just something that's missing. You kind of have an idea of where you're headed and what you need, but you feel like something's missing. Then this may be your session. Next Wednesday, August 14, 2025. 6:36 p.m. Central Standard Time. 90-minute session. It's going to give you a fresh perspective about who you are, what you're capable of, and also what your mindset really is when it comes to you. A solid timeline life plan, a guided prompting to help you clarify your goals. I've been doing this for a long time. Same goals, same strategy, and also live encouragement from the other women and men in the cohort and community support. Oh, it's good, y'all. Welcome, Nick, your girl next door.
Hey, Queen. Hey, Palace. And if I can impart, getting back under, well, I guess piggybacking from Toot, I am fairly new. I basically took the last class Queen offered as far as building a YouTube channel. And I'm surprised to say, after I did that class, I was able to meet my goal under Queen's basically advice. Everything she broke down about YouTube. I was basically able to meet my whole full goal within 3 months of the class. I didn't realize that until Queen brought it to my attention. So I must say she's wise in what she's doing, the impartation. I can say fantastic. I've been listening to different people, having this type of class, and I didn't feel, I guess the feeling that I got just to impart with Queen. So I must say it's top tier, and I just purchased this new class that Queen is providing. So I say y'all jump on. All right, Queen.
Okay, Nick. Listen, no. Can you do
Yes,
you mind if I
ma'am.
ask you a personal question? If it's
No, I
not,
don't
if you
mind.
don't, okay, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to. We can say pass. What would, okay, you said that you met your goal in 3 months
Okay.
after, and this is a YouTube branding class. So we talk, I also have a different class, y'all. It's not out. I mean, I only teach it twice a year, but it's about YouTube and brand acceleration, right? But that's the one she's referring to. What was your goal that you met in 3 months, or your goals that you met in 3 months?
My my main goal was to at least increase my channel as to get to the tier of where I can get monetization. So that was one of my goals.
So your first goal was to get monetized on YouTube, and you got monetized in what time frame after taking my course?
Within 3 months after the date of, not exactly,
90
but 3
days.
months thereafter. Yes, ma'am.
90 days. You know how long it takes some YouTubers to get monetized? 90 days. What was your other goals?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any other goals, but I still have the information that you sent, and I will periodically go by and look at it. One of the main goals was that you stated was to keep pushing content, be mindful of the thumbnail. So that's where I'm at right now. So I don't have any bigger goals than that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You remember the time we used your one-on-one and we did a screen share?
Yes,
And
yes,
I got in
Queen.
there and created a thumbnail for you just to give you a comparison, like a A/B test to show you where you were,
Yes,
you were completely off course, and how to, this is when you say this in a title, this is what you need to create. Did we not do that in real time?
yes, you did that, and you did that. Yes, you did that under 5 minutes, and it was
Yes.
totally different from what I did.
And listen, after that, your next video got 25,000 views.
It did.
The one you sent me. You're like, oh my God. So y'all, if you do the work, I'm giving you the tools. I can give you the tools. You have to implement them. But thank you for coming up and sharing that, Nick.
No problem, Queen. Y'all be easy.
Yeah, I can. So y'all, next Wednesday is going to be come ready. I'm going to send you your attachments. Put the right email. When you register for the goals session, put the correct email. It's too much for me to be checking through Instagram. That's a lot. That's how mistakes happen. I like to work from one place, right? And that's the website. When I go in, I'm going to send everything out. You're going to have to register. That's all you have to do. Come to class on time. We get started. It's going to be a lot of fun. But it's going to be eye-opening in some of the most unexpected ways, for real, for real. And that's all we have today. So listen, I don't ask these ladies to come up and give testimonials. They did this on their own accord. But yeah, I look forward to it, and I love to share. That was one of the things that in my 20s, I was seeking knowledge and wisdom on how to be better as a woman. And the reason why I pour out what I can into this community outside of just giving you the gossip and the hot topics and the entertainment and the shock value is because when I decided that I really wanted to go for the gusto as it relates to making money, and a lot of women are so scared to talk about money. I knew I wanted to make money like 25, 26. I just didn't know exactly how to do it and what pieces to put in place. I knew I was smart, but sometimes you got all of that. You just need a little bit of guidance. And when I would turn to other women, what they would say to me is, well, your walk is your walk. What's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. So you just got to pray. You just wouldn't give me nothing. And I remember being so frustrated. And one day I said, God, I don't want to be like that. If somebody comes to me for help, and if I have something that can help them, I'm going to help them. And I made a vow that day. I said, if you help me, I promise you I'll continue to help others. I give you my word. It's been up ever since then. There is nothing that I lack in my life. Everything that I need or want, I have inside of me or in front of me. I make the most money I've ever made in my life. I share, I give back, and I continue give you free things that people will charge you for. Not the now I got the goal setting session, $35. You know how much most people will charge you for 90 minutes? $1,500. These coaches and all of that. And I am an executive. coach certified by ICF, the International Coaching Federation. Okay, that's not my job, but I'm certified. I help high-performing individuals in corporate America to excel. That's what I do as a volunteer role. But my time is important, so I try not to make a killing off of you, just something to satisfy my time. I teach branding, brand accelerations. I do one-on-one coaching for those of you that are really want to become more specific and a focus. You can do 30 minutes, you can do an hour. That's it, that's all. But other than that, I enjoy life. I'm a product developer. I design and develop products that's what I do. I make people a lot of money. A lot of money. And I used to get frustrated by that. Because I was like, when my money gonna come? And God was like, that is not your assignment. You just go out there and serve the world. And that's what I've been doing and having fun with it. And it's therapeutic for me. That's it. That's all. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to our Wednesday morning corporate segment. I look forward to our next episode. If you have a topic that you would like for me to cover and or explore, email me. Let me know what's on your mind. Fanny says, I'm interested in coaching. So you can sign up on the website for 30 minutes or an hour, depending on what the topic is. Actually, reach out to me first. And if it's something, sometimes it could be, I'm like, oh, you need 30 minutes. I said, one lady reached out to me. I was like, no, ma'am, you need an hour. And here's the good thought. After an hour, she didn't need to see me anymore. She didn't need to see me anymore. I think that was like $250. She didn't even need to see me. She's off and on her way. No, do I need a follow-up session? No, you got it. You just needed to be reminded. Slow down. Do ABC. How does a person deserve to make more money? Life gives you exactly what you deserve, not what you want. So whatever you're putting in, Miss Chanel, you get back. And if you know you're putting in 110 and you're not getting it back, you are sowing seed in the wrong ground. Go somewhere else. That's how you deserve to make more money. If you're going the extra mile, you overproduce. You like what you do. And when I talk about the 360 and being developed in every aspect of your field, your personality, not a kiss-ass personality, right? But your personality, you're open, you're still compassionate. You haven't been hardened by the workplace. When it's time to show up, whether you like that person or not, you're going to always do the right thing. You enjoy doing the right thing, even when it's hard, even when people don't do the right thing. You're going to give it 110% because you don't work for them. You work for you. You get what I'm saying? Technically, you don't really work for that corporation. You do, but you work for you. And wherever you go, your greatness is going to go with you. You're not good at what you do because of who you work for. You're good at what you do because you're good at what you do. Now add a little razzle dazzle so that you can see the return on your investment. And I can show you how to do that. And I do it for free every Wednesday. And you may not even need a coaching session with me. Let me just tell you, it ain't about the money. It's about the influence and the impact. Sometimes you may have to just go back to a few segments and say, here it is. I got exactly what I needed. She just saved me $250. Go look at the title. See, your answer could be right there for free. She says, if we participated in the last goal session, do we need to go? You just need to re-sign up and just purchase it. If that's what you need. If not, if you feel like you got what you need, you don't need to sign up again. But if you want to come back and get a little bit more detailed and really hone in, you remember what we were talking about? Put a number on it, that kind of stuff. And maybe you're in a different mindset, a different headset. Who knows? Life changes, right? Maybe you want to get up and move. Maybe you don't want your house no more. You want a condo. You want to be outside. You want to be a city girl living up on the Upper East Side. And I mean that in the most heartfelt way. You tired of, you know what? I don't want this no more. Sign up. Savannah says, Queen, I would love to have a conversation with you. It's all on QueenShiba, www.QueenShiba.com. And I used to be reluctant to say this, and I'll never forget. I sat in front of the VP of the behavioral health program. She did my final interview. And she asked me a question, and I could not come up with an answer. Y'all, I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed because it was a moment to brag and I didn't feel comfortable doing it. And I know I killed that interview, but I was like a deer in headlights because my brain was wrestling back and forth and I froze up on the interview, the final interview with the vice president. And if I tell you her name, you're going to be like, oh my God, you interview with her? But I'm not going to tell you her name. And I remember she looked through the screen. She said, that's okay. That was a trick question. Most women stumble when I ask them that because we have not been given permission to brag and kick ass and talk about what we're good at. Don't you ever hide, white woman. Don't you ever hide. And she used to be a first lady, but now she's in a healthcare organization. Don't you ever hide what you are good at. Be loud about it. Be confident about it. So now I can proudly say, I am very good at what I do. I excel at what I do. That's it. That's all. And that's what I want to hand you. And that's what I hope you leave with. And that type of attitude about yourself. I'm telling you, you're going to show up different. You're going to show up different. You keep hanging out with us over here on Wednesdays. Watch what I tell you. Until then, we will see you next time.